All right, and anyway, we are here live on Hangouts. What's going on? It's the company. How's everybody doing? What's popping? I hope everybody had an amazing week or 2 weeks. You know, it's been a while since we've been on. We took last week off to get some shit together. We should be all together now. Yeah, but we are here. Got a few things I want to talk to you about. Some of them serious, some things not so serious. Most of it not so serious because that's just the way it is. Tupac said that.
Oh my God.
Sosa doesn't like Tupac, everybody. I just want y'all to know that.
No, I'm a Biggie fan.
For real? You don't like at all?
Yeah. I liked his first two, and then he went way out to me, and I can't fuck with you.
Now I think he was on his way to being pop.
No, he was gonna be the biggest crossover. I don't think he was gonna be pop.
He was going to be pushed to being more commercial.
What was he going to cross over to? He wasn't about to start singing.
I don't know. After he did California Dreaming, I was like, wait a minute, Pop, where you going?
Oh yeah,
not California Dreaming.
I know,
what was it called?
If you wouldn't have corrected yourself, you'd have been fine. I was gonna let that slide.
Yeah, I was gonna let that go.
Was it California Love?
California Love, yeah.
Yeah, when he did that with the four-wheelers and all, I was like, not really.
I mean,
that joker said when you did California Dreaming.
Brian hungry right now.
Yeah, see that.
I'm not a big Tupac fan. I will listen to his stuff now. I'll go back and listen to all of his shit now because there's trash out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you kind of like don't have a choice.
You can only listen to Logic's last, new album so many times, and you got to start listening to other shit. And fuck it, I'll go back and listen to old shit.
I asked y'all earlier today. I don't know if y'all saw it in the chat. I asked y'all if y'all thought T.I. was going to go down as one of the greatest with the bigger names.
I don't see why not, man.
What do you mean with bigger names?
Like big, when people say
damn, your dog ain't like T.I.
No, like that.
Probably not.
Somebody said Drake and his dog a fool.
Yeah, nobody ain't saying Drake at all. I mean, like Biggie, Pop, Jay, Nas, all those guys. Are they going to mention T.I. as well?
He the king of the South. Huh?
Yeah, I was about to say. I think for that type of music, he'll get notoriety for. But beyond that, maybe not.
I don't really remember. I can't really recall him putting anything garbage out or any trash.
No, T.I. I like T.I. is one of my favorite rappers, especially when you're talking Southern rappers.
Yeah,
and he hella better. Even where he's at right now, he's hella better than anybody knew.
Yeah. You know, the weird thing is like the guys who took hip hop serious back in the day and had their moment in like the early 90s and mid 90s, it's like they had time to sharpen their shit. So they're starting to come out and sound way better than they did when they first came out. Like you got like T.I. Redman sounds amazing. I don't know if y'all heard anything Redman been doing lately, but that dude,
Red and Meth.
I'm about to say Meth on that too.
Yeah. Meth still got the same like rhyme scheme that he always got, but it's smooth though.
I didn't see Meth's performance at the award show, but
he came out with Mary. It wasn't that long. It might have been 45 seconds to a minute.
Was that Mary? I thought that was Missy with him.
No, it was the Mary J. Blige thing. For almost 20 minutes, he came out.
I legit thought that was Missy.
Yeah,
I man. Small screen.
Yeah, Lil Kim came out too. I'm trying to remember who else. I don't remember.
They introduced Method and like all the kids, all the young people in the audience was like, "Who the hell is that?"
Right?
Yeah, terrible.
Yo, he's making a run for my top 5, man.
Who, Meth?
The last Meth with the recent shit he's doing.
But how can Method Man be? And don't get me wrong, I like Meth. He's one of the people that we grew up listening to. But how can you be in that greatest category if you never held down a single album, a solo album, and he never had down a solo album?
Hey, are you sure?
Meth Lab 1 and 2 are pretty dope.
I was about to say.
I can't. Bring the Pain is like, okay, side A's cool, side B's.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
so I get what you're saying, but if you
sounded
listen
on the
to
fits. Yeah, you sounded on the fits when you said Meth Lab.
If you listen to the last two Meth Labs, you'll be all right. You'll be like, all right, redeem yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree with what you're saying prior to those albums, though.
I mean, well,
but let me say my favorite. I'm not saying best. I'm saying my favorite.
Being off topic a little bit, my biggest issue with all these like rookies in the hip hop game is that what you just said, like there is no hip hop history. It's like nobody's going back to really learn where anything came from. It's just like I hate that. I mean, before I was willing to outward say I'm a hip hop head, like, and I love hip hop, I had to go back and check out stuff that was before my time. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn and really listen to old hip hop that was old for me at the time. You know what I'm saying? Before I could turn around and say, you know what, this is where I'm at. This is my hip hop, and my hip hop might not sound like their hip hop, but I still dig what they did before, or don't dig it, whatever. But I learned it. I knew who was who.
I mean, would that, in a sense, would that be, you know, like in a lot of these fandoms, they call it gatekeeping? Is that the same kind of thing where you're saying like you're not a real fan unless you understand X or the thing that came before? Because technically the art itself has evolved since those artists, like since like, you know, like Grandmaster Flash and all that, going all the way to Nas to now Lil whatever the fuck it is. Like, that the art has evolved from that point to where we are now, and it's changed based upon what is popular at the time. So is it for us to say that we are like the gatekeepers of what you should or should not know based on the art, or is it just because it's trash? Because there's, you know what I'm saying?
Can you be a fan of football if you don't understand how the game's played?
But be considered a casual.
Football has evolved. Football has definitely evolved. Basketball has evolved.
Okay, but you're also saying but I'm bringing it down to context of how the game is played at this moment in time. If you're expert in how the game is played at this moment, do you need to know how the game was played 30 years ago?
It would be nice.
It's definitely. I think it alludes to how you get a better understanding of the craft in and of itself. But is that a requirement? Like if you think about, all right, so let's think about this in terms of we're talking about how things were before. We think about like in scientific communities, right? Like there are certain understandings. Like people thought that mercury would like clean things when in fact it was poisonous. You know, you see what I'm saying? But is that knowledge necessary when we've already discovered that, hey, mercury is poisonous? I don't need to test that experiment again.
Right. What can I say? Two things to that real quick.
Yeah.
So just like anything else, you got the hardcore fan, you have the casual fan. You know, any fight fan, fight fans are the main ones to use that whatever, those names.
Right.
Hip hop has to be the same thing. But the art has evolved so much that it doesn't resemble hip hop no more. To me.
Yeah. And so to answer Rich's question on that, I think yes, you have to understand where anything came from to be an appropriate candidate or whatever in whatever game you're in. Because, and to prove my point, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if these new cats were to study where hip hop came from. Because if they were to study where hip hop came from, they would have so much more wrapped up in the hip hop culture that they wouldn't put out this bullshit they're putting out. They would listen to it and they'd be like, oh wait, man, that's whack. Like this ain't smooth enough to go out.
Yeah.
And furthermore, if you take it to the fans, if the fans were to really take a big dive deep into hip hop and hip hop culture, the fans wouldn't allow it.
People just like a bop now, and it's annoying. Like they just want a bop to ride to in the club, and I'm like, but it's nothing you sit with. Like it's nothing you sit with and resonates past like 2 weeks. Like it's kind of weird to me.
I mean, I definitely think you're right, but let's look at how the art has transformed. Let's say, for example, like the flow that Curtis Blow used for breaks, and then compare that to Method Man for anything that he's done recently. Like that's completely different.
So,
but it progressed though,
right?
Okay, but you're saying,
and to a point, and now it's digressing, right?
Okay.
And it's digressing because no one went back. these new guys, they didn't go back. They didn't go back to say, oh, "Okay, that was a dope flow. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna make it this." They just came up with some new shit that's corny.
And to what Rich was saying earlier about using mercury and then learning from that, what was happening is like, all right, so let's say there was an experiment, we was using mercury for this, found out it was poison, we stopped using it. What these guys are doing is coming out saying none of these experiments existed. We're gonna do the same shit all over again, but our way, and it's not gonna make any fucking sense. What these guys are doing with hip hop, they grew up listening to something saying, "I'm gonna be a
That's what I'm about to say. Somebody inspired them to do that.
Yeah, you right. Start doing some shit thinking that you created it. But what they're doing is they're growing up, listening to hip hop. Then they're just thinking that they're coming up with shit, a brand new genre out of nowhere, and saying hip hop had nothing to do with it. Some of these guys have so we can't even call what they're doing rapping because they already admitted it. Hip hop was evolving. There was a point where it was evolving from what we used to listen to with Meth and Red and everybody we used to. There was a point, but then it just stopped, and it cut off from hip hop, and then now we got where we got now.
Yeah,
and I mean, look at Black Thought, right?
Money. That's really all it comes down to.
Stop making stupid people popular, but.
Rich, you just threw that right on in. I like it.
So you was talking about flows of like past hip hop artists, right? Mm-hmm. There's quite a few different tracks that Black Thought has got on where he actually gave homage to previous artists by spitting in their rhyme scheme. Okay. He even has one track where there's like 4 different artists that he mimicked their entire flow, sound, everything.
Yeah,
right.
But that's Black Thought.
He's so nasty.
I said,
he's so nasty.
That's black. That's black. Like to compare Black Thought to any other artist is like comparing.
Hell I don't know.
It's like comparing a goldfish to a great white shark. It's just
that right there inlays my problem. That's what I'm saying. So Black Thought is friggin' amazing. He's my number one lyricist all time, right?
Yeah.
But at some point, people that came after him should have paid homage to him the same way he did the forefathers, right?
You would think
if that was the case, then hip hop would have elevated even past his talents, which his talents are fucking phenomenal. But what I'm trying to say is, no one even attempted to pay homage to him and become better than him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, let's think of it this way though, because this gets back to the commercialized element of all of this. Is that these guys out here now, what they're concerned with is what is the fastest way to become popular?
Yes,
right.
The easiest way,
fucking Instagram,
right?
And so that in itself is not hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, hold on.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Everybody that's calling themselves hip hop that takes that mentality should just jump in the pop circle. Okay. Let them all be pop. Keep hip hop itself. Let hip hop do its thing and be the culture that it's gonna be, and take all these little cats that are trying to just get rich off the next single and put them in pop, because that's what popular music is for. It's the latest single.
All right. So to that statement of saying that because they are trying to elevate their financial gain, right? Isn't that what a lot of artists during our day, they were trying to get out of the situation that they were currently in by using their art to get to that place?
You could see the process though. And you had people talking about the process that these guys went through. I follow Shade Room.
Yeah, me too.
On Instagram. And every other day they're talking about a new rapper that I've never heard of. And these guys already got stacks of cash. There's
let's be honest. If you show your cash on Instagram, you do not have money.
Oh my God, I want to get that.
You do not have money if you show your cash.
We're aware that most of these guys borrowed that money, but still, they're creating these superstars overnight. So when these guys do get a chance to get out and they put their record out or their song or whatever, there's no respect for the game. That's why they're not tying it back to earlier hip hop and saying thank you for paving the way, because there's no respect for it. The guys that came out when we were younger, you could talk to people in their neighborhood and they're like, yeah, I remember he was rapping on the street corner, because that's where they came from. Somewhere there was a beginning, a middle.
All right, but you're also saying
pay dues.
Well, that's true. But see, you also have to remember that technology is the great equalizer. So we're now in a place to where you don't have to be on the street corner to sell your mixtape. You can literally just, throw something out there on Instagram, put the appropriate tags in the places that you need to, and then boom, you become a hit. Like that's basically how that's pretty much how we got Justin Bieber. So
no, we blame Usher for that.
Actually, that's not true. Justin Bieber, they caught him singing on a street corner on a step.
But then he went
on YouTube.
Thank you.
So in reality, Justin Bieber actually came from the streets more than half of these rappers we got right
now. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, he did.
That's dead ass. Like he doesn't bother me. Like some people get frazzled by him, but a lot of I don't make this racist, but white people. Why are white people so bothered by him? They go Justin Bieber. I'm like, I don't know. To me, I don't care.
I mean,
I've kind of noticed that like it's like a weird thing when it's like something is just so against them.
Well, I disliked him originally because he was spitting off the balcony on his fans. And I
but you have a personal reason. Like they never give that reason. I can see that.
But he was being but then as soon as he got done doing all that shit, he put out like 3 or 4 albums back to back that were dope.
Yeah.
The one
myself listening to that shit like,
I've always heard good things. I've never listened though. But back to what we were talking about.
All of us don't call ourselves singing, "My mama don't like you."
For real. Real talk.
So I mean, I'm definitely not saying like it's a problem, because if you have an artist who gets on YouTube and then creates themselves, great. But it's like
if they have talent.
Right. And see, and the thing is, though, is that because you're able to, like, if you think about it, there are producers now who literally can get a MacBook and actually create an entire production just with that device. And be able to do whatever. Like, you can almost do the same. Like, think about it. You can almost have the same. I don't want to say the same, but like the technical capabilities to master a track. You can do it from a laptop, better than you could have done anything like 30 something years ago. So it's not saying that, you have to pay your dues. It's just technology has shortened that gap to where you don't have to do all those things. Like you don't have to run through so many loops to get to where you need to go.
You know what I think happened is that the proving ground. At one point, there was a proving ground for hip-hop.
Yeah,
there was the basement. There was all these other
Stretch and Bobbito
gave their opinions on
what that was excellent.
And then all of a sudden, when the basement got canceled, and 106 and Park got canceled, and all these places where you had to freestyle or show how good you were went off the air or got canceled, floodgates open and the bullshit poured out.
You don't, but see, the thing is, but that gets back to the original point. You don't have to, because you can throw out whatever you want. And if it happens to stick, even if it's trash, it's still okay, because you got the response that you want, which is the clicks, the likes, and then potentially the money that comes along with it.
So, okay. So now you're proving my point of what I was saying earlier. Then it's not hip hop. It's just pop. Because popular music is what's popular at the time, right? And if the only thing you're going for is to be the popular one, to get the clicks, to get the likes, to, if you just want that one single to jump out so that, you can be popular at the moment, then fine. Don't call yourself hip hop. Go into popular music. That's where you belong.
So what's the difference between pop and hip hop?
Pop is
nothing anymore.
At
this point, absolutely nothing. But that again is my point. we should as a culture, as a hip hop culture, as fans, as musicians, as artists, hip hop artists, whatever, we let it go there. We should have never let it go there.
Well, if we were to, say, okay, there's no difference now, but if you were to look for a enrooted definition of what hip hop and pop is, I think pop is just a manufactured entertainment venue. It's just it's where you dance and sing and don't really give a shit about what you're doing. All you're doing is putting lyrics to a beat.
I would disagree, actually.
I don't think it's too. There are some really good artists that do pop music, but I don't think they necessarily have to be good artists.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but that could be true across any medium.
Well, I think if you're a hip hop artist, you have to be good at hip hop. My opinion.
So let's get back to the definition. What is hip hop?
Shit now.
So what is
talking about genre?
Yeah, to
me it's the whole culture. I'm sorry. To me it's the whole culture.
So what is that? Like, and I'm not saying that because obviously like we know it, but what is it?
Hip hop is it's a feeling. It has to be something in what you're doing to tell that you really love what you're doing.
There was a passion to it.
You have to be able to take it apart and look at it and put it back together. And hip hop is just it's an emotion, man. It has to be emotion in what you're doing.
All right, so let's think about that. All right, so you're saying you're tying a genre of music to a feeling. Blues, you could tie that genre to a feeling.
That's what I was about to say. I was just about to say that.
Right. So what separates blues from hip hop?
So there's elements of hip hop, right?
Right. You're seeing that this is what like the technical definition of what that music genre is.
That's the issue is you're talking about a music genre, but hip hop it's not just more of a culture. It's the whole way of life. Mm-hmm. And when you have elements, damn, you're gonna hit me. I'm so old now, I might mess them up. But you got you got b-boying, MCing, graffiti, DJing, beatbox.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Right? There's different elements to it, right?
Right. Okay.
That's what separates everything. None of that is in this hip hop music that we're listening to.
None of it. None of it.
I mean, even if you break it down to just MCing, a master of ceremony, controlling the crowd, right?
They can't even do that shit.
I bet
it's a failure right there.
Cardi B fucking lip synced her whole shit the other night.
For anybody who's listening on this podcast, you probably just blew some people's minds because they never knew that MC meant master of ceremony. I guarantee it.
I think they did. But I honestly don't think anybody that has an album out, a record out right now, gives a shit about what they're doing.
I'm sure. They
don't care about what they're doing or what message they're putting out. They're just doing popular music.
Yeah,
and that's exactly my point. And the other part of it is most of them so popped up on pills and shit that they don't really know. There's no checks and balances anyway.
I like some pills
back in our day. I mean,
but that's what they get on Future for this wave. It's just like, remember, we came up with the drug dealers. Now we literally the stars of the users.
Mm-hmm. And that's funny.
But at the same time, it's a weird argument. I'm like, either one is good, but
right.
But in the street hierarchy, the users are at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, junkies.
It is a messed up cycle though, because if you think about it, like at first it was, music is reflection of self, right? Music is reflection of your environment. So initially it was broken glass everywhere, right? So he's rapping about everything that's going on. This is a bad thing. I'm rapping and I'm saying this is all just horrible. It's a jungle out here, And then that turned into pretty much celebrating the drug dealer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're in a stage where the drug dealer is not necessarily celebrated, but the junkie is. Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a cycle.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, what happens next? What happens after a junkie takes too many pills, shoots up too many times?
You know what I'm waiting for?
They die, right?
I'm waiting for the next.
And then maybe we have a reincarnation of hip hop.
I'm waiting for the next rehab. See,
I couldn't hear you, Brian. I could not hear you.
Brian?
I said I'm waiting for the next great female MC. Because I promise you, these three girls that we have now, Cardi, Nicki, and Stallion chick,
Megan.
same fucking song.
I don't want to cut you off, but Nicki she just doesn't put it out, is good, but she ran pop once she figured out like, ooh, I can go do all this. And it's hard. She's trying to get back, but it's so hard for her to come back to where she was and where she started. I still remember 07, 08 mixtape Nicki, and everybody talked about it.
Yeah,
and like when she came out, that is not what we got.
I agree. 100%.
Yep. To where she was the best rapper by default because nobody had those lyrics. But then it was just like, all right, so now we have boom boom bass. Like, what is this?
And like I said,
I thought Nicki was manufactured too, though.
It is. I mean,
it's accurate because you had Nicki and Cardi out. You know, it was like, okay, well, they're singing the same songs. Maybe somebody's gonna come out with a different sound or different flow. Maybe they're gonna take this a different way. And then Megan Thee Stallion came out, and it was the same fucking song. Like, I swear, that's not been interchanged between any three of these chicks. And I don't even think people care anymore. They're just gonna cheer for the last person that came out.
Yeah.
That's
good.
Pretty fucking.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest issues I got with all the new chicks that I see is it's almost like they're not trying to be women, man. They just want to they want to rap from almost a dude perspective, where it's just like, I got, you know, what they doing is the homeboys Johnson and how they ride.
Yeah, you didn't bring up City Girls, Brian.
Is that a group?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea who the City Girls was.
Oh, I don't know how I keep my ear to the street, but I'm well aware. One in jail right now. And Trina just put out album Friday.
City Girls, light skin Keisha,
Trina,
all of them. Singing.
Trina just put out album Friday. Yep.
Get the fuck.
I got it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I'm not lying.
I saw her on the Breakfast Club. Why is she on the Breakfast Club?
But honestly, Meg Thee Stallion is one of the ones like she was cool with and kind of bigged her up, and that kind of helped. Because if you follow Meg Thee Stallion, I mean, I ain't follow her much, but I'll look at YouTube clips and see interviews. She was a rapper in college, but she only 24, so they wasn't that long ago. Mm-hmm. And she's still in college, is what I saw in the interview. Huh?
You following that ass around the mall?
I mean, you know. But yeah, she's 24.
But we had at least, you know, the female category in hip hop wasn't huge in the early 90s, but who we did have, they were completely different.
You know, we did have.
Huh?
Well,
we had a good bit, man. Remember, Native Tongues had two by themselves, Moni Love and Queen Latifah.
Yeah, but
MC Light was around.
MC Light, yeah. Mm-hmm. Lauren Hill.
Rod Digger was killing shit.
Rod Digger, that's mid 90s. Yeah, love Rod Digger.
You got Foxy. Yeah. Foxy was doing it.
Yeah, I think what Foxy and Kim was doing their thing, that was just an interesting time in female.
Well, but you know what though, Kim and Foxy kind of are the reason that we have Cardi and Nicki.
Yeah, I agree. Because who wrote their shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nas and Jay. Did AZ write anything for Foxy?
AZ probably did.
Yeah.
Y'all say that man 3 times, he's gonna pop up.
That's fine. That motherfucker can rap.
You know,
AZ?
Mm-hmm. You start naming old
AZ dope, man.
AZ still had dope albums when we were in college. So think about
AZ's man.
A lot of people
underrated.
A lot of those people from the early and mid 90s did not have stuff that lasted that long. So I gotta give them his props.
Underrated.
But you see how packed the roster was back then?
Yeah.
There was so many amazing hip hop artists back then.
We had some trash though.
Good ones on the back burner.
We had some trash ones though.
Yeah, we did have
K7.
Trash. Who? Exactly.
K7.
Exactly. Oh, I was like, who the hell's K7? I said, I know K Solo. Who's K7?
It was they was pop, but they tried to rap. Who was Teddy Riley's group?
Rex and Effects? God damn.
Yeah,
wait a minute, Rex and Effects wasn't that bad.
But they weren't hip hop. They were not hip hop.
One song. So it don't even matter.
Tim Dog. I mean, he tried to be hip hop, but he was whack.
What was my man on Dog Pound that was the worst one? Daz.
Daz is the producer. Yeah, we know Corrupt is a goat.
We don't know nobody pronounce his name right, but Snoop.
Daz. I didn't like Warren G, to be honest with you.
I did. That album was fire.
That album, like G-Funk era or whatever.
Yeah,
his production was great, but you know.
Regulator.
Yeah, I hate that song.
You have to do that. But it was just
Black Knight.
and everybody cared about what they were doing. And if you stepped on the mic and we felt like you was a little weak in your lyrics, you were tossed to the side.
And that goes back to my point earlier: is that as fans, we not holding people to standards that we should.
We need to go back to the basement.
Well, I take this back. Remember we were talking about DJ Khaled? Well, we talked about it in our
oh my God, this motherfucker.
And the thing is, it's like people are responding to him by not responding to it and not listening to it. He's been doing the same thing for 10 years. Like, I don't knock his contributions to hip hop and getting it like on the level to where hell, people know who he is, and then he ushers in people so you'll know who those artists is. But I'm tired of hey, let's throw a bunch of people on a song and this and that. And the song really ain't doing nothing. Like it just doesn't do anything. It's cool for a minute. No. It's cool for a second, and then I dismiss that song.
I don't see it. I've never saw the real point of DJ Khaled.
They kept pushing that Jay-Z and Beyonce song from like 2 years ago, and I'm like, this song sucks, but the radio keeps playing it just because it's Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Khaled.
Yeah.
And it was a trash song. Sorry for whoever feels different, but it was horrible.
He seemed like he took DJ Clue's blueprint and ran with it, and nobody said nothing. Go ahead, just yell on the song. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I blame Lil Jon for that shit.
What?
What? Yelling on people track for no damn reason and not saying nothing.
I can't stand that era of music. That era of music, I can't stand.
Are you serious? You're not going to talk about my college time.
I'm sorry, but
you're not going to talk about how we turned up in the Russell House like that, sir, or in a hole in the wall club.
Sir. You remember getting in Moochie's Forerunner?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He had the blue lights all the way up.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
Gator boo.
I'm just saying. There was a time and place for it, which was the club. But other than that, that was my era. That was our era. We didn't sit around and really listen to it. So y'all just saying the same thing. So y'all saying the same thing that the kids are saying now. We listen to it in the club.
No, but I still sat in a room and I listened to Blueprint.
There you go.
No, I get that.
I'm still mad. But I didn't listen to it in the club, of course. But I still went back and listened to that stuff.
Was playing in the club as long as it's a nice bass line and there's a girl rubbing on you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's all that matters.
Chill out.
Jason getting handies in the corner.
Another thing about like current hip hop
confession.
Another thing about like
confession podcast.
It's scary because, like we said, there's a lot of guys that's doing the drugs now, and I've gave I turned my ear towards a few of the cuts that don't come out on the radio, and it's depressing shit. Like this is emo shit these kids are listening to. I'm dead serious. It's all she left me. She's never coming back, and I'ma shoot myself.
But I've actually been listening to not the music. No, not the music. But somebody made a good point of what these kids actually go through, and I was like, I actually understand now. When it comes to bullying and dealing with relationships, when we were younger, we could escape it. When we went home, it was no. I'm on my cell phone. I'm on the internet. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Snap. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. We could escape it. Now it still bothers us, but it's like you'll see that X. Just you keep scrolling, you see it. You get a text. People are talking about it. It's like they can't escape it, so it's like encompasses them. So and I had to go ahead.
No. So I was saying this gets back to the point Jason made about basically art imitates life.
Yeah,
like the stuff that they're putting out, even though to us it's of very little consequence that we think is trash. That art is how they see their world.
Yeah,
which is what is getting put out, which is what's popular because it speaks to them. So all of these things kind of coalesce into this thing. Even though,
now I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna listen to that kind of music.
Right.
If I'm depressed, why the fuck do I want to hear about somebody else being depressed in that sense?
So
Like that ain't a Mary J. Blige song we're dealing with heartbreak. Don't even be crooning about the girl didn't look at me today, and I'm like, okay, she ain't got to.
But at some point, shouldn't we expect one of these artists to use a platform to not even address the problem of depression in these kids without making them more depressed? Because I understand you want to get your word out, but what are you doing through your music to try to bring these kids out of the situation? Don't just identify.
You mean like saying to open up and go to counseling or just talk to somebody? Like why did, but you don't have to be preachy, but find a way to do it. Be clever about it. That's what you're saying.
But let's think about this. But this gets, I think, who made this comment? Was it Barkley who was saying like, I am not your role model?
Yeah. That was him.
I mean, so I think this kind of speaks to that point, Brian. It's like, I'm not saying that. I think it is like a socially responsible thing that if you have the opportunity to have a platform and get out there and talk about some sort of issue, I think it's good to do that. But is it a requirement of an artist to say, well, because I have this platform, I'm gonna use it to bring us
to your point and what Barkley said, that was a different time. Barkley was popular when he was on TV. These people are popular when you're watching them at the house, on YouTube, when they're doing their reality shows. They are always there. TV and YouTube and media are raising these kids literally now.
But what? Okay,
you have that. Go ahead.
I get that, but what does that? How does that change the fact that the medium by which the person is being experienced through? How does that change the relationship between that person, their art, and then their social responsibility to make a change?
They don't give a fuck about responsibility.
That's my point. I'm sure that if we like us actually had an opportunity to go out and do something that would bring awareness to some sort of issue. I think most of us on this, I'd say all of us on this podcast would do something like that. But a lot, just be honest, these kids are much more self-centered. They're much more individualistic. So the world that the lens that they're looking at things through is, remember, this is a time where, people came up where it's like everybody is special, everybody's unique. I get a trophy just for showing up. So you're talking about a group that is catering to their own personal needs, and then to put them in saying that, hey, well, because you have a platform now, you need to do X. It's like, I don't have to do that. Like, I don't want to.
Well, another part of that is that might seem like not hard work, but an extra step that they want to do. Yeah. And they're already putting out lazy music. So they, I mean, I wasn't trying to be funny, but two people already admitted that.
Yeah.
Like, two artists already admitted, why am I going to change it? This shit was easy. I'm just going to keep doing it and make money. And they're not going to do nothing thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck them.
What I was saying, Rich,
sorry,
has changed. It's like, and no, you made a good point. But what I was saying is, like, let's say it's like 1992, 1993. And they're showing Barkley in an interview. It's like, oh, I want to be like him. Blah blah blah. I hope he says something poignant. Once the interview is over and that TV goes off, we got to run back to our parents and our family. And that's where that rearing started. That's where that child rearing started. That's when the parent's supposed to become the hero at that point. TV's off. There's nowhere else for us to follow them. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, somebody's online, somebody's on TV doing an interview. It's like, oh, I want to be like them. The interview goes off. They turn on their Instagram stories, and you can follow them on Instagram stories.
Yeah.
They run over to another influencer's house, and you can turn on that one and follow them. Yeah. So at that point, they become more than just somebody we're seeing on a little box. They become the person that we're modeling ourselves after, because we see them more than our families. Our parents are working. We go to school most of the day. When we get off from school, we got our tablets and our laptops and our, Kindles or whatever. And then we're just being raised by whoever's on there.
But this
at that point, your responsibility has grown just because the medium in which you are exposed on has grown.
But that still doesn't necessarily. I mean, I think consciously, I think that's true. But again, this is, remember, we as human beings. This gets back to everything that we talked about before, as far as, you know, technology being the great equalizer, this, that, and the other, right? You know, humans in general, we are lazy. All of us are. I'm not gonna lie. Well, no. Let me say this. I'm not saying that none of us work hard, but I think what we all try to do is the path of least resistance. I'm not going to do something hard because it's hard. There has to be a reason why I do it, and then that reason has to be fulfilling to be able to do something. And then as I'm doing it, I figure out the shortest possible way to do that. So like people being raised by YouTube and TV and this, that, and the other, it's because it's like, well, this thing, it'll just occupy their time, and there you go. So when you're talking about like these artists saying that they need to essentially grow up for the sake of, because these other people are, you know, experiencing them night and day, 24/7, it's not necessarily, I don't think that's necessarily the case, simply just because, you know, they're exposed to that. That's a control thing that needs to be taken care of at home. I mean, it is. I agree. You know, so it's not saying like, you know, I definitely think that, you know, it could be better experience, but by far, I don't think it's any artist's responsibility. I do think that if you have the opportunity, you should, but you know, that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side too, the biggest thing with the mediums that Rich is talking about here is that if you're not digging a sound, don't turn that sound on, right? So I mean, I dig that too. That's a very valid point.
Well, you know, fans will speak because Khaled was mad that he didn't, you know, make the numbers on his streams, and there's a reason, because nobody want to hear that shit. Fuck, we're not gonna listen to your shit.
Man, this streaming number shit is such bullshit. When these people start seeing the numbers that actually buy their music, it'll make them work harder for the music. Some of these streams are purchased.
I mean,
he decided. I believe he made an executive decision to not purchase streaming and to see how solid his sales really were.
Who's that again?
Khalid. Because he was pissed because he didn't get enough streams on his download on his music.
Talking about the dude with the big weird looking box.
No, DJ Khaled.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
His last album. He was mad. Yeah, he was pissed.
But I mean,
you said the name weird. It threw me off.
Yeah,
I never. Brian kind of touched on this a little bit though, but a lot of the streams, it's all bots, man.
You're right.
That's the issue. Issue with the internet and stream and the technology is you can find a way to manipulate it, and there's a lot of that going on. So I mean, that could be that's a huge issue too that we didn't really tap into. It could be that the fans ain't really letting this stuff slide. It could be all the behind the scenes bots and stuff that's pushing, you know, whack ass people to the top. You see what I'm saying?
Buy this stuff. I mean, when I was setting everything up, I got an advertisement for buying views. I was like, why would anybody buy views on their music?
Thing is about fake clout right now. That is the wave.
About fake clout. It's about exposure. It's about, you know, and this is also appeal to the social hierarchy of just the way humans operate. If the more people see something, just because it doesn't necessarily have to be right, the more people that see something are simply just more inclined to just experience it for the sake of doing so. Like, think about how many times, like, if you watch or like you go on you know, Google Maps, right, and you're looking up a restaurant, it's got 4 reviews, even though they might all be 5 stars. You're like, but it's only got 4 reviews. But if you go to a restaurant, but if you look at a restaurant and it's got like 300 reviews, even though that restaurant might be like 3.8 stars, you're still like, well, I'm gonna check this out because a lot of people have done it.
Yeah.
So the reason why we're actual reviews though. What we're talking about with bots is like to Brian's point, why pay for that? Because all it is a fluctuation of number.
but that number still appeals to the same point. Even though, like, we know this, but most people, when they see like a YouTube count of something like hitting 2 million views, right? They're not caring about like if 200,000 of that is a bot, or even if half of that is. It still represents the number of times a person may have potentially looked at it, and that speaks to, well, because everyone else is doing it, I'm doing it too. And that kind of feeds into the same cycle of how things become popular and why these things become things.
Yeah. Which is, I believe, why they stopped selling CDs and other shit, because it was hard to gauge and hard to control that. People actually had to buy CDs in order for your shit to sell.
Our version of that was the box. Remember the box? You call in.
Talking about video music box?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was our version.
Ralph McDaniels.
Whoa.
Yo.
I know my history. I follow him on Instagram too, so don't judge me. I'm into my hip hop history, sir.
Izzo is educated.
God damn it.
It's all just smoke and mirrors right about now.
Man,
never heard of before. They walk around wads of cash. 3 million views on their YouTube.
3 million is low now. That's that might be the real views. The inflated ones is, I don't want to make anybody mad, but I know there's about one person that might like him in the group. Sosa might like her too. Taylor Swift, like, her views on YouTube are just insane. I'm like, there's no way a billion people watch this shit.
why the fuck would I like that?
It was a joke, Sosa.
I'm about to say
you, because you've admitted it already.
I mean, I like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I don't listen to her music to have it really a good opinion.
I don't hate her. I just
sometimes her skinny ass is kind of attractive too.
All us took a deep breath, like
no, but the point is, like, if you look, like, her shit has damn near 1 billion views, and I go,
for real.
Yes.
Yeah, but YouTube also, like, it aggregates the number of views, and it's like, so if someone looked at a video 15 times, that's,
and to be honest with you, if you're not a premium member and you one of those people that just click something, her shit gonna pop up anyway. So it's like, really, is it real? Because they're gonna push artists like that gonna be first. Like, Taylor Swift's gonna be first, Maroon 5's gonna be first, Bruno Mars gonna be first. Those are artists you're going to see immediately when you just go down the rabbit hole. That's what they're going to play for popular. So it's like, is that real, or is that record company just paying like, hey, Google, put these in the rotation?
Of course. That's legal.
I bet
it's about as legal as it can be right now, because it's pretty much happening.
I bet it's a big mix of all of it, but but Taylor Swift has a humongous hold on market share.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a name that is really,
and she's 10 years strong at least.
She really is. Thanks, Kanye.
Dick.
Yeah, you fucking dickhead.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's so venomous.
Real talk though, that was probably all staged.
Wait, what?
It might have been, but he's still a dickhead.
Oh, that to gas her somebody.
Yeah.
Scratch Kanye.
I bet you Kanye got a big old royalty check from. He probably got he got some skin in that.
Yeah. Some skin.
I mean, don't go there.
I'm
not starting the rumor that Kanye and Taylor Swift was doing the nasty. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I didn't even think about that.
I mean,
if it happened,
he's with Kim K. So what's the difference at this point?
We've all seen her. I don't really remember if I saw her video.
Doesn't matter.
She's not important to me.
No.
Anyway,
it's not moving right along.
Oh, from non-important people to what?
Let's see here.
Don't hate on their love. Let them do them. Two crazy people in love.
Oh, I didn't say nothing about a relationship. I said I don't care about her.
Let's talk about a lot about her.
She's trying to do good things, man.
They getting people. No, real talk though. They getting people like, out of prison and stuff.
Shit. I'm sorry. I'd have made my camera fall.
What the fuck did you do?
I mean, were you trying to watch the Ray J and Kim K?
Other people got those people out of jail, and she put a name on it, and she's getting props for it.
All right, well, hold on. All right, think about this now.
Oh, here we go.
We just talked about people using their platform to use in order to do social change.
She did not,
but she didn't do shit.
She didn't do anything, but she attached her name to it, which got more visibility, which helped actually move the cause forward. So this is one of them times where it's like a person actually used, even though I think she's like the fact that she exists. The fact that she exists is a problem in and of itself. But
I blame OJ.
But she did. Damn it. But she did use her platform in order to get people out. Even though, yes, you're right, other people did the work. It still yields back to the fact that she used her platform to make that more visible.
The problem for me is that people are treating it like she physically did the work. And these women did all the work, who went to school and studied law and went through the process of passing the bar and sat there and worked all these tireless hours of getting these people freed, are nameless.
Okay.
She said their name in passing a couple of times at the podium or whatever, but you don't even know how these women look.
Okay.
Because she's old.
Maybe that's the way they wanted it, though. Maybe they didn't want to be in the limelight.
Right.
I don't like her getting props for nothing.
Well, somebody had to get her involved in it. Either they reached out to her and said, "Can we use your celebrity?" or she came to them and said, "This is something I want to do."
Correct.
She saw something she could put her name on and she did it.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, because in all honesty, this gets back to what we were saying earlier. If an artist or a popular person or whatever decides to take their platform and use it to do something good with it, which she did, even though I don't like her as a popular person or in this cultural zeitgeist that we have for this, I think that at least she.
Whoa! You got to rewind that. I'm just a regular old country boy. In this popular what?
I say cultural zeitgeist. It's kind of like, just bringing all the things together in our own space in this thing. So
that was intense, Rich. You blew my mind with that.
Hey man, hey, you know what? But you now have a word that you can throw out there and be like, okay. And then
I need you to text that to me later. I don't even know if I can say it right.
Tired of all this popular zoologist around here.
Zoologist.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, no, Brian's country like me, so that probably blew it. He just didn't want to admit it.
That word.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't like her, but she did the thing that we talk about. We just mentioned that everybody else could do with their platform. Although, yeah, you're right. She probably just stamped her name on it and sent it on. But still,
you have to hear how the right talks about it.
Okay.
They speak about it like she is just Mother Teresa, and this would have never happened if she wasn't born.
Somebody clipping their fingernails, toenails.
It damn sure sounds like it.
Sorry, I was messing with this pen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought that was Izzo.
I thought it was Izzo too, and I was about to be like, look, bro, you gotta say that for after the podcast.
No. Actually, I'm talking to people who I got to watch the show right now. So
my bad. Sorry.
I do have one within reach though.
But yeah, like I said,
I mean, you was just looking down perfectly. It looked
right,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
But like I said, they're treating this like this would have never happened if she didn't get involved. As a matter of fact, they're treating it like she was the only one involved in the process.
I mean, but and listen, I feel you. There's people that did so much work behind the scenes that probably are not getting the love that they should get for this. I 100% feel you. But would it have went as far as it did if a celebrity hadn't got involved?
Yes, they were already free. They didn't even announce who she was. They didn't say anything about her till the people were free. They were free.
I mean, I don't know. I say we need. I would have to do research on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still have to think that somebody had to get her involved. Either she went looking for something and said, "Hey, this is something I want to do." Oh, y'all already doing it? Let me piggyback.
Van Jones was one of the ones that helped her get involved, and there was two other black women who actually are the ones who truly did it. She was the face that went to talk to you know who.
So I mean, so is that
they grabbed her and they said, "Look, you have an in. You have a way to talk to this dude."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Somebody had
why
to get her involved.
My thing is, why wouldn't you give credit to the people who did the work, because they're a law firm. They're gonna go back and let me go get some.
It's two black women who really did the true work. It's two black women.
But it's,
I mean, I don't necessarily care about. Whoa!
But honestly, I don't know if it wasn't told, because we know what the media
happened.
I don't know. I'm gonna ignore it. You just got to move past stuff. You can't rubberneck right here, Jason. You got to keep on going. You got to keep on going. Let's focus.
I'm looking forward, Jay. Jay, keep looking forward. Keep your eyes forward.
Don't rubberneck. Keep going. No, but like honestly, did they not say it was two black women involved? We probably won't know. They probably blurbed it, put it at the bottom. We probably don't even know.
Yeah, it's in the fine print.
Because it's way better for them to get eyeballs, get ad money, because her name's there. So honestly, they could have said it. We could all just missed it. I don't know. But I did see later on Twitter, because Twitter will give you the real word.
Yeah, right.
Two black women, and I followed it. It truly was those two black women. So,
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
I'm not negating what you said. I'm actually with you. Like they probably could have said it, but guess what? All of us know is she did it. That's all.
The way they spin, I'm with Brian. The way they spin it is like, yeah, this bitch came to save y'all. No. Bitch, she came on back end, put a name on it. Okay, now sell it.
Well, that kind of goes back to think about like the civil rights movement and March on Washington and all that, and look at what's his name? What's the white guy's name? Not Marlon Brando. He was there too, but what's the other white guy name? Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah. He was NRA one of the people who, exactly. See how his life ended up. That's weird. But like, he was one of those people that was out in the front lines talking about like segregation is this and the civil rights is this. Like, he was one of the ones that think, God damn, Charlton Heston is on that side. You know, that's one of their American
the whole Moses shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just think about that. Probably at that time, he probably got some props for that.
Like, A. Philip Randolph was the guy. A. Philip Randolph was the guy who put together the Million Man March, the March on Washington.
Okay.
But they didn't want his name attached to it because he had different views. He had some views that people didn't agree with.
Okay.
You know, like the whole he was a chauvinist, first of all. He thought women were supposed to be in the kitchen. That's it.
Whoa.
You know. And there were some
even back then that went over too well.
No, it wouldn't have, because we were supposed to be trying to get freedom and rights for everybody, not just men.
Where else are women supposed to be though? I couldn't even say it.
The views on this podcast do not reflect my fucking views.
To give me a shocked look. That was epic. I'm sitting like, wait a minute.
I couldn't even
drop
say
down
it.
to one view.
I couldn't say it with a straight face though. I tried. I started laughing through it. All right, women. I promise you, I didn't mean that. But
too late.
I was completely
got that
joking.
Shit chopped and edited.
I mean, real talk. I think we only lost one viewer though, so it's no harm, no foul.
But yeah, it felt like
probably the only woman watching. I'm so sorry, lady. Come back. I was completely joking. I love women, and I think women can do anything most of the time better than what men can do.
But it's all about what looks good in the public. I mean, shit. Even Rosa Parks wasn't the first lady that sat on the bus. It was a pregnant black lady that they didn't want to put in the spotlight because they didn't want everybody to know that black people get pregnant out of wedlock.
I didn't know that. That's pretty. That's
yeah. It's all about public perception. I mean, unfortunately, Kardashian was the only person they could find to be the face of this.
I mean, they probably could have got Taylor Swift.
Oh my God!
You know, Taylor ain't got no booty.
She don't. I never said she had a booty.
I'm clicking this pen before somebody stabbed me through the computer.
Yeah, because that shit clicking. I'm fucking ignite my PTSD.
Better than listening to your dog jack off under the table.
Yeah.
She can't help. She's a pug, man.
Oh man.
But it's a girl dog masturbating under the table. Okay. Never mind. I'm
Slicking.
It's okay, baby. They don't fucking mean it.
No, we do mean it. You need to hush your shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we tired of hearing you on this podcast, dog. What's your dog's name, Sosa?
Lady.
All right, lady. You got to
Hey,
stop
lady.
that shit.
I didn't fucking name her.
But all right, so we're done with talking about Kardashian. That was way too much time we devoted to a Kardashian.
Man, fuck that bitch.
Ray J done it.
We spent more time on it. You're right. We spent more time on that than Ray J did.
Oh,
So did old boy Reggie Bush.
Oh yeah, and he ended up with a woman that looks just like her. It's creepy.
We still talking about the Kardashians.
Sorry.
All right.
And
all right, so
moving on.
Tonight's podcast. Y'all take it easy.
Real quick, let's hit on this lottery thing real quick. This dude won $30 million. I don't know what state it was, but he won $30 million. Was in the middle of a divorce. All of a sudden, finds out, he has to split the lottery winnings with his wife, who is not yet his ex-wife. They were in the process of filing. Is it fair?
Yeah.
There's two ways to look at this.
Oh, yeah. He could talk first. Actually, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, there's two ways to look at this.
Yeah.
So, and it's probably easy for me to say because I don't have $15 million.
Yeah.
But if I gotta split it with that bitch, all right, I got $15 million. Cool. The other way is I don't want her to have $50 million because fuck her. Yeah, you could be like that, but I firmly believe in karma. Just let it happen. Whatever.
So I mean, do we know like why they were getting a divorce? Like, was he adult? Was he cheating on her? Was she cheating on him?
Then there's that, right? And then you have that stuff that I mean, there's different factors, but I don't know the story. I just know that he got to split $30 million with somebody.
Because I mean, so think about this, right? So what was my question? My question was, do we know like the reason for the divorce? Because and what I was trying to get at was, let's say she cheated on Buddy with his best friend and his best friend's dad. I don't know. And
you made her a whore,
right? And the best friend's dad got her pregnant.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
That's
so it just got real.
Shit.
So what in the Tennessee shit is this?
Yeah. So it's probably more like Louisiana. But
so that's where I was born.
That well, I mean,
here we go.
It is what it is. It's all
the shoe fit, kick it.
So yeah. So at this point, she really messed my man up, and now he's got to give her 15 mil.
That's not fair, but you still got $15 million.
That's
a principle thing.
15 mil.
I get it, but
regardless what stage or the reason you're married.
I know you're saying regardless. What if she Lorena Bobbitt him?
They still married.
I'm sure that's not the case.
He deserves a $30 million because remember Lorena Bobbitt was raped and all of that shit. So
well, all right,
okay.
Yeah, that's fair too.
She didn't just cut it off because she's Colombian. Yeah. She cut it off because she was fucking abused.
Right.
And you should.
But no matter what stage the marriage was in, as long as those papers were not signed yet, you owe her half. That is marriage.
And let's look at it this way too. Like throughout the course of the marriage, I mean, they both made money and they both lost money. So I mean, why not?
15 mil.
It's not 15 mil. I mean, I agree, but it's not 15 mil. But at the same time, it's like to Sosa's point, it's like karma. Just let it be. I mean, like really, you just had a windfall of $15 million. Like that's greed in its ultimate form. Like, nah, she can't have shit.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that under the pretense that she did him wrong. On the flip side of that, if he was doing her wrong and maybe he impregnated her mama, then
hey, you getting these fucked up situations?
Look, this motherfucker been watching Naughty America. Just been watching Naughty America.
And y'all talk about see who watch porn a lot.
Oh, come on, don't do that. I'm good, man. I'm a family man.
Hey, so Oh,
Family men don't watch porn.
no.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
They might watch more than the rest of us.
I wish you was. I wish you was.
So in my situation, if I had to give her money for child support, cool. I know she's not gonna use it for child support. That's first and foremost. Speaking of that, secondly, she's gonna blow all of it, so that's karma's gonna bite her in the ass. So I'm happy.
Well, not really, because I mean, after you give her that 15 mil, she's still gonna get child support on top of that 15 mil.
No. I don't have to give her 15 mil. I have to give her child support.
After you split your 30 mil, whatever you're doing, alimony, child support, you're still indebted to doing that.
Absolutely.
I would say
not in this state.
If you were saying that you give her the 15 mil and you don't have to pay anything else,
right? In this state, in South Carolina, the judge will be like, "All right, well, y'all even now." Especially since
I would say that's probably if you still got to pay child support after that, you need a new lawyer.
Right. Well, the thing is,
court-appointed lawyer.
If my son stayed with her all the time, then yeah, I would have to pay child. But if he splits his time with us, like he's doing, and we're on even financial or economic, level. That's it. That's a wrap. That's all. That shit's null and void.
Right.
In this state, I can't speak no other state. So
I don't know.
I'd be straight. I just know karma wouldn't come back and bite me in the ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Just let it be. It ain't worth it. You didn't have the money before. And
exactly.
I mean,
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Like I'd let that one go. Just be like,
the reality of the fact that you ain't got no choice but to let it be.
You don't know whether, are they going to wait for Uncle Sam to take what he going to take before they split it?
That's a good question, though.
In that case, nobody's getting 15 mil apiece.
Well, I mean, that's still what let's say he take half.
Yeah.
Which is 15.
I just got told
they split 15 mil.
7.5.
So 7.
Go ahead.
I just got told in Tennessee you'd still have to pay child support after that.
Damn.
God,
we call that no.
I mean, I'm pretty sure in South Carolina you still have to.
No,
so
we
in
would.
That case, it's hey, Rich, go ahead, get this ticket. I'll cut you a mil, tax free. Right. We're good.
Right.
Oh man,
put that shit in a trust.
Rich takes off with that 30 mil real cool, and you never see him again.
Wait, why do I have to be that guy?
Rich living a good ass life. Like, I can make new friends with this money.
It takes 6 months to finish signing them papers. You call Rich. Rich, you got my money? Huh?
You mean my money? You know, pay somebody to get the security footage and take Sosa out and put himself in.
That is hilarious.
The money I lent you, the money I told you to hold for me 6 months ago. Ha!
I can't hear you over the ocean waves in Jamaica.
Wow.
No,
who is this anyways? Who is this podcast? What? Company.
Anyway, all right. Anybody got anything you want to talk about before we end the podcast?
Shout out to all the people that's still making that trip to the DR. God bless you.
Man, y'all fucking crazy.
I don't know what made me think that.
Americans dropping like fucking flies.
People still dying. Like, I think somebody died yesterday.
But let's be real. If you pay for that trip and you didn't buy the insurance, you can cancel, get your money back. Are you going?
Nah, hell yeah. I'm just not drinking that shit.
Thank you. I'm gone.
I stopped by duty free.
Are you gonna take that $1,500 and charge it to the bank? Okay.
No, I'm going to Haiti and get some of their moonshine and coming back to DR.
This nigga said he going to Haiti. Oh God.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just looking at the bartender. I'm telling the bartender they gotta take a sip before I do.
I gotta watch you open the bottle, and I want to hear that. Tap, tap, tap.
Man, yeah.
No sleight of hand.
And then you walk in the back, you see they got a resealing machine.
They got me. Sir, is this a brand new bottle? Huh?
Man, the DR used to be the place to go, and then nope.
Well,
I don't know what's going on there.
Different time. But oh well. All right, y'all. If you want to hit us up, we're all on social media, all the Twitters. We got to put Jason. Did we put Jason Twitter on here?
I don't even know Jason's Twitter.
Does JC even have a Twitter?
So racist. Secondly, y'all
I don't even
care
see you
about
tweet,
me.
so shut up.
What are you talking about?
How is it racist? We don't know.
Third, I have a Twitter, but I ain't been on it in probably 8
So
years.
that's your fault.
Exactly, you son of a bitch.
Motherfucker.
Came out.
I never got behind the tweet game, man. It's not my shit. Was confusing to me.
I need more characters.
It has.
You got 280 now.
Yes, it's doubled now.
You're good to go. You straight now.
So want to type a whole goddamn blog.
Jason Twitter say met a bitch on MySpace yesterday.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Hey, why you bullshitting? I wish I could get my old music off of MySpace.
Your MySpace is still up, brother.
I know it is, but
Yeah.
it won't let me play or get none of the music off of it. It's like
Tom's all lonely and shit.
It's just me and Tom on that bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pretty sure if you use Google Chrome, there's probably an extension to extract audio.
Hey, let's work on that.
That's a good idea.
You and me.
Yep. Got it.
But all right, yeah, all of our social medias are on the thing. We're here. We are on Google Play Music. We're on SoundCloud. And what are they calling iTunes now?
Apple
iTunes.
Music.
If you got Windows, it's still iTunes.
Apple Music is what they're calling.
If you got a Mac, it goes into Apple Music and then it's podcast.
Okay.
So it splits up into the same apps you got on the phone, but on PC, it's still iTunes.
Yeah, all that. That's like, I don't know.
I be knowing.
You're a traitor.
Thank you so much for allowing us the company. We'll be back next Monday with more topics and more randomness. And you guys have a blessed night. Peace.
Dude.